6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome to season 5 of IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm your co-host, New York Pete. I'm here with none other than our special robot friend and co-host, the Tipsy Toaster.
That's
Hey,
right.
Tipsy. How you doing, man?
Good. Well, happy Circuit Day. That'll
Okay.
be
Let me thank
happy.
everybody for
Yeah.
tuning in. All right. Just oh my God. Hold your programming a second before you blow one of your circuit boards there. Um Listen, we want to just let everybody know they appreciate you very much. Tonight is our holiday special. We have the 2024 Santa list, and Imperious Claus has authorized it, and we'll be reading off all of the goodies that everybody's going to be getting courtesy of IFB. There will be naughty list and nice list. So you guys out there will be
If
getting
you're
special
Cylon,
recognition.
you're perfect. You're
Well,
perfectly naughty.
yes. Well, look, thank you everybody for tuning in. This is our sci-fi pop culture show. We have deep roots in the classics of the 70s and 80s, those great TV shows, movies, comics, and culture of our youth. And Chris and I were big Battlestar Galactica 1978 fans. So welcome and let's dive right in. It's that holiday season, and we want to toast the fans because that's like a special thing for us here. Of course, we are drinking Merlin's Munchie coffee, and I'm drinking.
I did not bring mine.
I am drinking espresso. And for those of you that enjoy good coffee, I'm going to put up the QR code. Use this QR code. We get a little
Focus.
something
Oh, there we go.
for
Oh,
those
turn. Focus. There we
purchases
go.
that you use if you use this. And they do the best flavored coffee on the market. We encountered them at New York Comic Con, LA Comic Con. I mean, they're all over, and it's gangbusters. We loved it. We reached out to them and we got ourselves an affiliate account. So if you buy coffee from them, please use that QR code and we get a little something to help
You get
with
great
our
coffee, and
operation
we get a
costs.
little kickback.
Yep. And of course, I have
That's
my
cool.
Mandalorian
But the funny thing
sweater.
is those things up in the corner, they look like the
Yeah.
new Cylon fighters. Across the top.
To you.
Across
Okay.
the top. That's
Well,
what this looks like.
it's Christmas is coming up real quick. Today happens to be December 19th. So for those of you that are watching this in the future, maybe even on Christmas or after, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas. If you celebrate, if not, Happy Hanukkah, Happy whatever your holiday may be, including
And even if
Happy
you
New
don't
Year.
celebrate a holiday, just happy anyways.
That's
We'll
correct.
just call
So
it Circuit Day.
and and here's to you guys. So we have our little thing here, and our little motto, Tipsy, is
We really appreciate all the fans, all the people behind the scenes, the artists and the actors and everything else that are in front of the camera. Actors are in front of the camera, the artists and the directors and the story writers and the people who create those worlds behind the camera. We really appreciate everyone, all the way down to the very small person that's just a fan who just watches the shows.
that's right.
So thank you much, because the fans really do fuel the fleet.
Feel the fleet. All right. So we happen to have Tiny Bean is here with us.
Tiny
And
Bean
so
Tara.
let's have Tiny Bean Tara come on.
Give me a second.
We have some special pre-recorded messages, thanks courtesy
He
of
was able to, he
Chris Marshall and
Yep.
Chuck Davenport that discovered and put some of that together. So we'll share that with you. And that Santa list, the Imperious Claus list is hot. It's hot. I got it. And there's a lot of names on this, a lot of names, including you, Tiny Bean. We got you on the list too. So yeah, yeah.
Oh boy. I was very good this year, I
Yes,
promise.
you were. According to the Imperious Claus, you were. So,
Oh,
yep,
yay.
that's right. We will divulge where you stand though later once you're finished.
Bunch of
Oh
fish.
boy, okay. Awesome.
So it's all you.
Hang on.
Fantastic. You ready for me, Chris?
I think I am. I want to fix you first.
Oh, okay. Tiny Mean doesn't need a lot of fixing or she's just perfect the way we
Oh,
see her.
thank
It's yeah.
you. You may hear the occasional kitty meow in the background. Romeo has decided to join us this evening and
The more the
throw in
well,
his comments, you know.
it's the holiday spirit. So in that
Yes.
spirit, if Romeo wants to chime in, he's welcome to chime in.
Okay,
He
we're
is
good now.
very opinionated.
Oh,
All right, we good,
We're ready to
Tipsy?
roll.
Fantastic. Okay, well, hello, IFB. So good to be here. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of the fleet, far and wide, from Tiny Means Corner. I hope you are all enjoying the season. Yes. It is awfully cold up here, I'll tell you that. But I hope you are all enjoying this season wherever you are and looking forward to 2025. Before I get into Christmas recommendations, I have some cool stuff for you to check out right after Christmas. So, when you're done with the eggnog and the fruitcake and looking to get down to some seriousness, let's start with the long-awaited season 2 of the Korean phenomenon Squid Game. 2022, Squid Game became Netflix's most watched series in 94 countries, raking in over 142 million member households and 1.65 billion, that's billion with a B, viewing hours in its first 4 weeks. So the creator said it took 12 years to get Squid Game made and only 12 days for it to become Netflix's biggest hit of all time. In this follow-up season, Lee Jung-jae is back as player 456, and it is set 3 years after he won Squid Game. He gives up going to the States and comes back with a new resolution in mind, starting another life or death game with new participants who have gathered to win the prize of $45 billion. This time, though, it seems his plan is to take the game down. We've been told to expect multiple twists and turns, games being played within games, and get this, they already filmed season 3 back to back while filming season 2. So we can hopefully expect the third and most say final season to also drop before the end of 2025. The new season starts on Boxing Day, December 26th on Netflix. Now, 2024 was chock full of lots of great films. My favorites, of course, Alien Romulus, Dune 2, Furiosa, but one movie that has popped up on almost all critics' best of this year list is supposed to hit streaming between now and January 1st. Keep your eyes out on Hulu for when they drop Longlegs. This Nicolas Cage and Scream Queen Maika Monroe serial killer film has received all the accolades this year and is compared in almost every review to Silence of the Lambs. People rave about the acting, the script, the cinematography, and oh yeah, lots saying it's one of the scariest films they've ever seen. Now that Hulu and Disney merger has made it more difficult to get news on things, but all sources hint at it going to stream on that platform before January 1st. Really looking forward to finally seeing this one from my own couch with my cats to keep me safe. Now, coming January 17th, after a way too long wait, Apple TV Plus will finally be dropping season 2 of Severance. We've talked about this one a lot here and with good reason. This 2022 series was one of the best reviewed shows of that year. A dystopian sci-fi instant classic. Indeed, the best reviewed series on that platform, even surpassing Silo. I know, right? Which, by the way, two more seasons confirmed, but I
Hell yeah.
digress. I have slowly started rewatching season one of Severance in prep, and yes, it is worth all the hype. Adam Scott stars as a man named Mark who works for Lumen Corporation. Think Wayland Corp from Alien or Delos Incorporated from Westworld, and you get my drift. It
Greystone
is a company,
Industries.
yeah, right? A company where, in order to work there, you undergo the controversial severance procedure, where your brain is severed in a way that gives you two selves, work you and home you. And there is a complete wall of separation between the two. Work you has no knowledge of who or what you are outside of work. They call them their outie. And the outside you has no idea what you do for work. The fun part is, even at work, no one is really sure what it is that Lumen actually has them working on. Very mysterious, very creepy. Cinematography and sets all work together with impeccable writing and acting from the likes of John Turturro, Christopher Walken, Patricia Arquette. And the new final trailer for the second season looks insane. Even images of the office team outside are teased, so maybe they do somehow break out?
Ooh.
Who knows? We have no idea where this one is going, but I highly encourage you to join the ride. You will be glad you did. New season hits January 17th on Apple TV Plus. But now that's all after Christmas stuff, right? And we still have Christmas before us. And I have some recommendations for two very different and very enjoyable family fare options. First up, if you are a fan of the Christmas action thriller genre, of which of course Die Hard is the gold standard, I got a treat for you. Check out Carry on Netflix. Boy, was this one a surprise to me. Was not expecting it to be as much fun as it is. Starring Taron Egerton of the Kingsman series as a reluctant TSA agent. He's at LAX on Christmas Eve, where he somehow wounds up with a found earpiece that he puts in his ear, and on the other end is a voice telling him he needs to let a bag through security or they will kill his girlfriend. That voice is none other than Jason Bateman, playing one of his most sinister roles yet. The film takes many twists and turns. It is equal parts speed, phone booth, and yes, Die Hard. Is it patentedly absurd and impossible? Of course it is. But so was Die Hard. I think that's what makes it so much fun. If you're looking for a PG-13 family action fun movie with a holiday backdrop, look no further. Carry On is streaming now on Netflix. Now, every year in Tiny Bean's Corner, I recommend a classic Christmas film that should be mandatory viewing in my mind. Over the last few years, I've talked about Elf, Muppet Christmas Carol, and more. Well, this year I'd like to push a classic from 1970. You may not know it, guys, but A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens is my favorite book of all time. I reread it every year, and I can probably recite it word for word by now. I even wrote my own stage adaptation that was performed on Long Island for many years and even still performed to this day. My favorite film version, however, is surprisingly a musical. And it is also the first adaptation of A Christmas Carol to receive 4 Oscar nominations. Check out 1970's Scrooge the Musical, starring the flawless Albert Finney as the old Ebenezer Scrooge. There is just something about this version that is so perfect. The sets and the costumes put you squarely in the 1800s London. The opening music sets the stage for all that is to come. We all know the story. On Christmas Eve, Scrooge is visited by the ghost of his former partner, Jacob Marley, played here by an elegantly scene-chewing Alec Guinness, and he embarks on an epic journey through Christmas past, present, and future. in order for him to change his ways. This version has a myriad of beautiful touches that include catchy and, excuse me, charming songs by the great Leslie Bricusse. I defy you not to sing along with Thank You Very Much in the final act. I think this version also does a truly beautiful job of illustrating the differences between the wealthy and the poor and how they experience the holiday. There is a beautiful montage in the streets of London where you follow Bob Cratchit and his kids on their way home, happily picking out their meager gifts and treats, while the well-dressed grab expensive wines and fancy toys. Then we follow a miserable Scrooge taking that same walk home, and seen through his eyes, it is, of course, completely different. Another wonderful touch here is that in the Christmas Past segment, young Scrooge is played by Albert Finney himself, as he was only in his mid-30s at the time. It took 3 hours a day to do his old age makeup. To see him side by side, young and old, is just so well done and so effective. There is much humor, many ghostly frights, and, of course, all the elements that presents this timeless classic story in a way that makes it all click. My favorite example of this is in the writing from The Ghost of Christmas Past says to Scrooge on his way out, "There is never enough time to do or say all that we would wish. The thing is to try to do as much as you can with the time that you have. Remember, Scrooge, time is short, and suddenly you're not there anymore." I've watched this one multiple times every year my entire life, and I still always catch something new, and I always walk away with a different lesson learned. If you and your family haven't experienced this one before, gather them around the tree and put it on. Be advised, there are some ghost phantoms and a Scrooge in hell scene, hey, it was the 70s, that may be a little scary for the super young ones, but it's still very mild. Heartily recommended for all. I will be watching it at least 3 more times before the year ends. I hope you enjoy it. And from my little corner to yours, I'd like to end with my favorite Christmas quote from a Greg Lake song. "I wish you a hopeful Christmas. I wish you a brave new year. All anguish, pain, and sadness, leave your heart and let your road be clear." Back to you, Pete.
Excellent. Well said as always. And we so this is the perfect time for us to then just mention that the 2024 IFB Santa Awards list, who's naughty, who's nice. We have to start with the naughty. And I'm just gonna, so you got to be on this for the official announcements, Tara. So the Tipsy Toaster, he's naughty for getting tipsy while in Cylon armor. So, boom, done for
Never.
him. Yeah.
Great.
All right. So New York Pete, naughty for not posting IFB shows sooner. So no presents for you either. Now, yeah, George Giacomis, you're naughty for never finishing your meals at dinner. Boom, done. You're not getting presents. And Mediocre Modeler, you're naughty because you're not making enough Battlestar Galactica models.
No.
That's official.
Sorry,
And-
that's all come from the Imperious Leader. I have no choice.
That's right. Now,
Amazing.
on the nice list, the first name that made the nice list is Tiny Bean Tara, IFB Best Performer and TV Movie Commentator. Boom, there you go. Merry Christmas.
I love it. Oh my gosh, you guys made my day. That's awesome. Yay.
Now, the rest of the list goes on, but we have a special guest. And so we're going to bring on an award-winning creative director, VFX art director. And I know that Tipsy Toaster is familiar with our guest. And so he's been very excited to have him on, as I have, but he has a relationship. He knows him from endeavors outside of IFB, and so that'd be kind of cool. But you guys that are watching, and that are on with us, including you, Karen, are on the list. Every one of you that I see on now, you better stay tuned because you're on the list, and you need to hear what Imperial Claus has actually bestowed upon you. He's bestowed awards on many of you. So, Tiny Bean, thank you very much for doing everything you do. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you, I believe, in the new year in 2025. So,
Oh, yeah.
all the best for you, and keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Love to all the fleet.
Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
Punching buttons back here.
Hi, guys.
All right.
Although I have my special cheers later.
Okay, yes.
Maybe
You can
when-
you can cheer as we go through the naughty list because, well, no, we finished the naughty list, but the nice list, you can drink as we go through the naughty list as well.
Yes.
So we have a special guest tonight that's
Yes.
worked on a lot of really
kinda-
cool projects, man. I mean,
I'm I'm a fanboy, I have to say.
Yes,
I will look at all of his stuff is just fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, I've been looking at a lot of his stuff, and he was one of the people in one of my classes that was, I won't mention the name of the class, probably not a good idea. But anyways, it was a Unreal Engine class, and he was one of the assistant teachers, and wow. So I asked him way back when we did that class if he'd come on, and we finally got around to it, and I'm so glad he's here because some of the stuff that he does and his talent alone is just amazing. So, so without further ado,
yes.
you ready?
So Mr. Kino is here with us, and Kino, thank you for joining us, man. It's a pleasure to meet you and a pleasure to have you on IFB. And
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
yes, we can.
Okay. Hold on. I'm repeating myself. Let me disconnect something.
This is the trials and tribulations of being
the fun
on
stuff.
live.
Yep.
We always have a thing or two to adjustments to make on air because that's live, man. It's live to tape. So this is how it is, guys. No one here that watches are strangers to, these little things, which is natural to IFB, but we're good. No, we're still making
Nope,
a
I don't
quick
have you at all
adjustment.
now.
Yeah, let's see if we can make another tweak, another button, let's see if we call the Imperious Leader. And by the way,
There we go.
also,
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yes.
Still a little bit of an echo, but you're good.
Okay, cool. There we go. Yes,
Is there still an echo?
Yep.
a little bit.
I have you in here. I have you in the meeting twice, by the way.
Yeah. You know what?
Well,
I'm just going to connect.
maybe you can actually do something with that.
Boom.
Let's see. You could probably
go.
do something. I believe since we are using multiple transmissions here, that you might be able to disconnect one of them, Tipsy Toaster. So
I did disconnect one, and evidently it was the wrong one.
it was the wrong one. Okay. Well, we're gonna have Kino back, and guys. So let me give you a little bit more on our special guest, art director and concept artist. Kino's otherworldly creatures, environments, and story development have appeared in many feature films and games. Recent credits include Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Transformers Beast Wars, The Walking Dead, Loki, Halo, Foundation, and Kino's distinct style is the result of his approach to his art as a Renaissance man, drawing heavily on his continuing studies in industrial design, art history, cultural anthropology, and sciences. And you'll see what I'm talking about when we'll bring up some of those visuals. So combining his knowledge of art and his love of tech, and he is a sci-fi fan. And so we'll have him talk a little bit about, what that means to him being, what is it to be a sci-fi fan? But, he brings that love, and you'll see it in his work. I've gone to his website. I've seen his stuff. It's just incredible. And,
Try that.
so once we have,
You guys can hear me now?
yeah,
Perfect.
we got you. Perfect.
Cool.
Kino, thank you again. I was just reading off a little bit of your bio so that the fans
Cool,
know,
cool.
what exactly you do. But your IMDb is phenomenal. Close to my heart is Loki. You're a concept designer. You worked at least on one of the episodes on, so you have experience with
Yeah, I
Gotham
worked on
and
the whole season. Sometimes you can't get the credits because they only allow a certain amount of credits
okay.
per episode. So a lot of people, they were like, okay, you can get one episode, 1 to 4 on IMDb. And I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Oh my, of course,
But
Loki,
that's how it
loved it.
is with the whole system.
I love that show. Love
Oh, yeah.
all of your work. And I have to bring one up before, I mean, Star Trek Into Darkness, but there is, I mean, Fringe, it's an Avatar. Anybody out there, guys, if you want to just go into Kino's IMDb, it'll blow your mind. But there happens to be a movie that you worked on, which was way back in the day, and it was really really cool. Besides the mummy and just some of these things are incredible. But we'll get back to that. I want to hear what it was like, for you to work on some of these, great sci-fi films. Like, well, and you're a fan,
like-
so let's talk about that.
Okay, so when I started, so I'm going to give you my background. My background is I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Sicilian, Puerto Rican, from Brooklyn, New York. I went to military academy for 8 years. I was in upstate New York in military academy at St. Patrick's Military Academy. And then I went to Fort Buchanan Military Academy in Puerto Rico. And then after military academy, I ended up, going to college. And then I ended up taking industrial design, major in transportation and space analysis. What happened was that I ended up watching all these sci-fi movies, and I was into Blade Runner, Tron, and all this. And I was like, who are the people who are designing the vehicles? And my dad, he worked at Ford Motor Company for like 35 years. So he was like always coming home, drawing cars for me, drawing little comics for me. He gave me comics when I was 4 years old. I was into comics, classical illustrated comics, to even detective comics, everything. I mean, I was just throwing knowledge. And so I went to college for like 8 years for industrial design, for cultural anthropology, for everything, because I wanted to design the most craziest stuff. But then I realized if I work as an industrial designer, say for NASA, I'm only going to be working on a bolt for 6 months here and there. I'd rather work on 3 spaceships that don't fly for the movie industry. So that's how I start changing towards it. And then after that, I decided, okay, after all my studies, I decided I'm going to go towards the movie industry. I ended up, I went to school everywhere I went to Joe Kubert Comic Book School in New Jersey, to Central Missouri State, to Art Center, to UCLA, to Cal State Long Beach. I mean, I just bounced around basically. And then I got a job in the movie industry as a storyboard artist because I wanted to be a concept artist, but I wasn't good enough at the time. And this was like 1991, 91, something like that. So then I started doing storyboards for the movie industry, and then I started getting into games. I ended up working for Activision as an art director, bringing back the classic tank game. Oh God, what was that one? What was the tank game?
The combat.
Battle something, I forgot. And I worked on Halo, worked on a bunch of stuff. So then I got into the movie industry, and then my first movies that I started working on was my first cool one to me was Minority Report.
Ooh.
And that was so cool. I got to design the apartments inside where he got his eyes removed. I got to design the bathrooms, and it was so cool because I ended up working with Steven Spielberg and a bunch of people, and he had an entourage of people, and he had me come over, and there's tons of artists, and he's like, okay, look at all the artwork and see what doesn't work for you or what doesn't make sense. And I'm walking, looking at stuff, and I realized, you know what? He has all these cars parked in these apartments, and they're part of the living room. And I was like, where's the other cars? He goes, other cars? I was like, yeah. How many households do you know that only have one car? And he was like, oh. And then we ended up putting slots in the other buildings. Another thing that was cool was that at the time, I was thinking we were still going to have transfer of information via internet, but they wanted to do the glass zip drives. Remember in that movie, they had glass zip drives, and they're like, okay, take this glass piece, put it here, put that. I was like, oh my God. But that is because they had, and the gloves, that's because they had money from those guys to get investment to the movie. So what he did, he ended up going to all these high-tech places with all the new investments and new designs, and he goes, okay, let me see what you got and see if it fits in the movie. So he used a lot of stuff that wasn't even out yet, which was really cool.
Wow.
And that was one of the coolest. I mean, the start of my career, I was like, what?
That's wicked cool.
Yeah.
So Kino, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. I was a huge fan. I even read the book. I bought the Blu-ray when it came out, and I'm still a big fan. Of course, saw it on its opening night, and I've always been a fan. And you worked on it. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sky Captain World Tomorrow was a great project to work on because, one, I was working at Stan Winston Studios. So going to Stan Winston Studios, you're going in with real robots. I mean, robots that operate on their own by movement and by motion tracking, by all types of stuff. They had all types of series of robots there. And I remember having to work late at night, and they used to tell us, don't get scared of certain robots because they activate when you're come across. So we had a bunch of robots in coffins that were like vampire robots that rose up when you come in. And it was like, oh my God. We had a 30-foot doll that was, I don't even know for what movie this was, but I remember the coolest thing there was that we had the T100. Oh, no, the RoboCop. Yeah, the RoboCop one, the big one.
Cool.
So the thing is, that was a full robot, remote control, operated by a wheelchair 15 feet away. So we got to play in that wheelchair. We were running around, operating the robots when we're not supposed to. Oh, it was so cool, that place. I mean, that place was cool. But Sky Captain World Tomorrow was very, very interesting because they gave us the ability, Dino De Laurentiis gave us the ability to create as much as we want, as far-fetched as we want, because he wanted something different, wanted a complete look. So what was cool is that we were like sitting there and he was like, okay, it was the same time they were starting to develop King Kong.
Wow.
And we were doing King Kong, and we were also doing Superman at the time, but it was the Nicolas Cage Superman.
Oh.
And we were designing Nicolas Cage Superman suit.
Wow.
Which somebody ended up stealing a photograph, and then it got axed. Same with the Spider-Man suit thing. So much stuff was going on at the same time. They were really hush-hush. So when we had to go in and work on this movie, we had to go in places, and I mean, security to like such crazy degree back then. But it was so much fun because we had models. I had clay models to play with. I can build anything. I could do whatever I want. And plus, I was assistant art director during that time. So I had a lot of great artists under me, and I got to design stuff. And then I would sit there and put it in front of a bunch of artists, and then they would go, okay. And I would tell them, whenever I designed stuff, I would put them in front of a bunch of artists. And I would go, I want you guys to tell me what your pros and cons are, but I need to know what the cons are because we're going to fix all the cons. And so we would always have like a think tank thing every day. And that was so cool in that job. It was amazing. I mean,
wow. That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. So how do you go from, that's like 2004 to like now, like 20 years later, where are you now? Like your work is all right. There we go. Perfect. So if we're looking at some of your work now, how does that evolve from talking about back then to now?
Back then I was just finding myself. So back then I was kind of mimicking a lot of styles. I decided in order to be a good designer, which I tell every designer that's out there, in order to be a good designer, you need to be able to mimic any style, and no style is beneath you. 1. 2, once you start mimicking styles, you start developing your style because you start putting in pieces that is only your personality. So now that I have my personality, now I choose to people come to me now for the personality of the design. So I worked on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I am working on another Marvel movie right now, which is Hush Hush, but hopefully by January I can say what it is, and it's going to be really cool.
Cool.
And so now I work on video games. I work on board games. I work for companies like AI companies that are trying to develop futuristic fuel for other things. So I'm doing all types of stuff. So I don't choose only movies or TV or comic books. I choose to do whatever I can. As far as I can take myself, I'll go.
Wow. So sounds like you're actually, on, you're busy, you're like on. And what is that? How do you juggle more than one job? How does that work? How does that play into your life?
Well, because I'm doing outside the jobs, I'm also doing my stuff. So right now I'm pushing my comic book as a TV show while I'm doing scenes in Unreal, and I'm trying to make a short right now. So that's like a full-time job for me. So I do my job, from wake up in the morning, do my job. I end up juggling so many things to where I take breaks so I don't get bored. I'll go in and do my job, do this job, do another job, and I keep rotating around. And I work till 4 or 5 in the morning, but I go to sleep. I take like 2-3 naps a day. So my day is completely different, That's the only way to do it. I'm doing artwork. I mean, on a good day, if I'm feeling really good, I can do artwork for like about easy 13, 14 hours.
Holy crap.
Wow. So I when you first got to work with the Tipsy Toaster, he had told me that you were working on your own comic book. And the question I had for you was, which you answered, is, you're using, I believe it's Unreal Engine to put this together, but you're drawing it. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'm drawing it. I'm going to give you guys a sneak preview. Okay.
Oh boy.
I can, tell me if you guys see this. Okay. Are you guys seeing this?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, let me get you the big screen here.
Okay. So basically, my comic book is that tank that you just showed, right?
Yep.
So this is a test for that tank.
Whoa. Oh, what the heck? Oh, holy mackerel, it's animated. That's nuts.
This on your YouTube channel?
No, this is on no channel yet. This is on my screen.
That's
World
amazing.
exclusive.
That's why
IFB.
I'm holding the screen up, because I'm still
IFB
doing this. I'm
exclusive.
not finished with it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, man, that is wicked cool. Oh, no, that's just wicked.
I'll play it one more time.
Man, we got a IFB exclusive on IFB with Kino. Thank you so much.
This could be this could be the next movie.
Oh yeah, well, I'm trying to push this as an HBO TV show or Netflix, and it's going to be called Mod Squad. It was first Tales of the Mausoleum, but I think I'm going to do a Mod Squad, a playoff Mod Squad from back then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And since he's in the mausoleum, he's the Mausoleum Squad, the Mod Squad.
Ooh.
And the mausoleum's an ancient city of unknown technology that all different types of dimension bombs were
The lighting.
released. So the place is like a circus for aliens, dimension demons, all types of creatures, everything.
Whoa. That's cool. So, Kino, are you a Battlestar Galactica fan?
Yeah. I'm everything fan. I'm a Star Trek fan, Star Wars fan, Battlestar Galactica. When I see people fighting, oh, this is bad, this is worse, this is like, you know what, dude? I would end up taking a little bit of TIE Fighter, a little bit of the Cylon Raider, and a little bit of a Borg, and put it together to see who can defeat me. You know what I'm saying?
Excellent. Well, that was one of the questions from one of the fans from Chris Marshall. Want to know, is he a Battlestar Galactica fan? Well, there's your answer, Chris.
I'm an everything fan.
And I saw you had Galactus behind you, right? Is that
Oh, yeah.
Galactus?
Okay.
It's so
So
cool,
here-
man.
I'm going to show you my little studio.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
This
Okay,
is
my
so
studio.
wicked
There you
cool.
go. That's so much better.
Okay, so this is
Wow.
where I do artwork, right?
Yeah,
And then my little spaceships.
for inspiration.
Okay,
Look at that.
okay.
Ha.
My tanks. And then I have here's my library with some of my stuff. And then we go in and I have my tanks.
Oh, that's cool.
And then we'll go in and then I have my studio here. And I got my big screen with all my
Nice.
stuff.
Lots
And then
Oh,
I'm building my models right now, right? So I painted that, built that.
That's
And
cool.
right now I'm building a mastodon.
There you go. There. That's for mediocre modeler.
Yeah.
Bam.
Oh, I got all types of models. I build dioramas and stuff like that. So let me cool.
That is wicked cool. Oh man, thank you, Kino. So what it was? What was one of the best courses that you took that kind of helped you get into the right mindset to be where you are now?
ZBrush and Unreal Engine.
Okay.
That would-
ZBrush and Unreal Engine. Why? This is why. Because with ZBrush, a lot of my friends are. I have lots of friends in the movie industry. A lot of my friends are concept artists and stuff. And but a lot of concept artists don't know how to do 3D. So we give 3D usually to other people. But the thing is, the problem with that is that okay, you design something, you can only design it in certain angles, and you got to paint it and stuff. So I wanted to learn 3D really, really good. And ZBrush, what's cool about ZBrush is that ZBrush is organic 3D. So it's making all types of crazy shapes and stuff like that. So I got into that and I took that class, and that class opened up a whole world for me. Because what happened was that all my artwork now, I was able to build it from scratch. And then I was able to build it from scratch and make it in 3D and make it move and do all types of stuff. And then after that, after many years of doing that, and then I started going, okay, I want to do my own short, but I need a whole team of people. And I'm going to require about 10 people to do my short. I was like, screw that. Unreal came out, and I realized you can do a whole short yourself.
Yep.
So I decided, you know what? I'm going to study Unreal. I took a class of Unreal, and then I realized it's an ongoing study situation. So I was like, you know what? I'll be an apprentice. I'll be a mentor. I'll be whatever. So I have access to the class, so I can constantly learn from other students. And plus, that's my whole goal. It's like I love inspiring. I love doing speeches. I love being around people of all different types of walks of life and all different levels of knowledge and everything, because I love just everything. So, you know, that was my two favorite things, was Unreal Engine and ZBrush.
So cool, man. Wow, just phenomenal. So what's it like? Do you ever go and watch the movies that you work on? Do you do that?
I probably watched everything from Tron 100 times to Gladiator 1,000 times, because sometimes when I'm just putting artwork, I need to look at scenes, so I just put movies in the background. So I don't know how many times Saving Private Ryan's been in the house. My girlfriend's so probably peed off every time she comes. She hears it. It's like, holy shit, haven't we just watched this like 10 times this week?
Oh, that's awesome.
I watched everything from Fury. I mean, any movie you ask me, I probably watched it over 5 times, 10 times easy.
Do you ever get to go to the premieres though?
Yeah, I go to premieres, and that was cool because of the talks, which was really great. I got to go to premieres of like Black Hawk Down, all types of different types of premieres. And then they would talk about the camera angles and the sound. And one of the coolest premieres that I learned a lot from was Master and Commander. When they went to Master and Commander, I was so curious about how they did the sound. And they were like, oh, how we did the sound is that we end up finding every object we wanted on the ship. And we put it on a bunch of trucks and put microphones on them and drove them through the desert and recorded it. And that was the backgrounds of the ships.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, how cool is that?
Yeah. Oh, that's phenomenal. See,
So that kind of stuff I end up like doing now. Whenever I do sound, I start mixing all types of crazy stuff that people don't even know. didgeridoos to whatever, to chants, to try to hide stuff in to get that mood. So
very cool. Love it. Love it. What part of Brooklyn did you grow up in, or what part of Brooklyn were you from?
Bensonhurst.
Bensonhurst.
High Lawn and 6th Avenue.
Outstanding.
Yeah. I was born in Kings County Hospital. My dad, Kings County Hospital. Everybody, Kings County Hospital.
My son was born in Kings County Hospital, but so I love your drive and your spirit. You got the New York, Brooklyn in you, no matter what. Even though I think you're out on the West Coast, it's still there.
It's funny. Every time I go to family, they go, "Here's Mr. Hollywood. Here, Mr. Hollywood. You can't even wear a tie." They're like, because I say "dude" a lot. But then I'm over here. Well, in California, I think I've changed to be a California as in just lingo. But whenever I start talking to family and friends from the East Coast,
comes back.
Oh, it comes back. And plus the food. It's like
that's it. It's about you got it. Well, you that's why I'm New York Pete. So, listen, I went to high school in Ridgewood, so I got that Brooklyn thing, adjacent going on.
Which I think is great because it's like it gives you a toughness, but it also gives you a camaraderie. Because the thing about people from Brooklyn, every time I meet them out in the West Coast, they're so friendly to where it's like they think that everybody is their family because it's that vocal, it's that voice.
Of course.
You're speaking like my cousin talks. You're like, oh, I'm close to home. Okay. Somebody could tell me screw off and I'll be okay.
We're gonna have to train. We got to train Tipsy Toaster. I'm giving him a master class on picking up some of the dialect, but it's taking some time. We love your work. Now, is there any chance that your comic book is going to be actually released at a for distribution, or is this?
Well, that's what I'm hoping. What I'm hoping is that what my goal is that I push the comic book, and they say yes to the TV series. So if they say yes to the TV series, I still want to push the comic book to get a following, to continue fans to want it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not just basically because what really moved my life, I guess, in all the sci-fi world was Blade Runner, Tron, Road Warrior. I'm a Road Warrior guy to the fullest.
Okay.
That's when I saw Road Warrior. I was like, I'm gonna wear gloves my whole life, and I started wearing gloves and never took fingerless gloves off. It's like, oh man. And I need a dog. And then everything from comic books to Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd was a big thing in my life. It's like anything to do with robots in order and stuff. I was like all into it. And then
see, there you go.
Yeah.
Cylon's roll.
What'd you think of Dredd? Did you like Dredd?
The second one I loved. The first one I loved the look of it. But it's like, why you got to show your face, dude? Everybody knows who you are. You should just keep it to where nobody needs to know Sylvester Stallone. I wanted him to keep the helmet on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that would have been better. If he would have kept the helmet on, I think people wouldn't have been so hard on that movie. And another thing is that I love that movie, but the comedy aspect of it was a little bit too much. But Dredd, the second one, I freaking love.
Oh,
they need to do a TV series, and they're fighting for it.
I wish they would. The one with Carl Urban is just one of my top favorites. Top 10, definitely top 10. I love that. I've watched that, like you were saying, over a dozen times. But so hey, Kino, tell us about the cover for the comic book. Are you going to do that at the end, or are you going to? How do you? Oh, there it is. Is that the official?
That's a working cover right now.
Okay.
So I don't know. I mean, because the creature is changing a little bit, getting more modified.
Yeah.
Because he has now a helmet piece on him and stuff. So I might augment this one, or might just do another cover based on what you guys saw.
Cool. All right. Well.
But I'm going to do several different covers because I like the variant cover stuff in comics anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to have an exclusive cover, and then you got to have a couple others, man. What are you going to go to conventions? Do you do the cons or not?
Oh yeah, I just went to I went to LA Comic Con, and I did a bunch of talks there. I was talking about I did 2 talks. I did talks about creating a worthwhile character in sci-fi and fantasy, like how to create a character that holds up. So, and then another thing was how to create a world when you design your world for either fantasy or books or comic books. It's how to design the world and how to keep it cohesive and how to utilize things back and forth. I love that kind of stuff.
Well, I have to apologize for missing it because that particular, your second panel was on my list. I did not get a chance to go, but LA Comic Con was it was my first LA Comic Con. This one that just passed, and
Cool.
It was awesome. I really liked it. So I'll be looking for you the next
one.
one.
What's great about this year is that this year wasn't so packed because after COVID, it started getting really like less. But this is the year that a lot of people came back. Said almost what you saw this year is almost what it was before, because the past 10 years it was so packed that it was a madhouse. Couldn't even get in. Couldn't really go shopping. It was bump to bump. But now it had a lot of space. It was really beautiful. It was great.
It was really, really good. It was a good vibe. I went with a friend of mine now, Bert Oliver Boehmer, award-winning author, sci-fi author, and we hung out, and it was a great experience. And I've been going to cons since my first one was in New York City back in 1977 at the across the street from Madison Square Garden, the Penta or the Statler Hotel. And I'll tell you, the LA Comic Con, it's worth it. A definite. I'm gonna revisit that for sure.
I used to go to all types of conventions like diorama conventions, monster conventions, Fangoria conventions.
Nice.
And when I was in Joe Kubert comic book school, I was getting taught by Greg Hildebrandt and Till Hildebrandt were my painting teachers.
Wow.
And they were like, oh, we have these 2 artists that are putting their own comic together. They're going to be at 7-Eleven. You want to go hang out? And I was like, yeah. And it was Peter Laird and Tim with their large version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was just a fanzine. And I had like the fanzines before that. Oh. And the cool thing is that they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to go hang out with a bunch of like monster makers. And I was like, and I met Tom Savini. It was all these people. I was like, what? It was all in New Jersey, Morristown. I was like, oh my God, how cool was that?
That is awesome, man. You're the real deal, Kino. We want to have you come back so we can get into it some more, man.
Yeah. I mean, when I come back, I can do all types of stuff where I can talk about how to create everything from characters to worlds, to all types of things, ideas for plots, because I work in the industry and I have a lot of good writer friends that are working the top writer stuff. I mean, from everything Born Identity. And I hang out with these guys just to get story fodder. But they use me to break out little plots of holes and stuff because they're like, okay, what do you think about this and that? So I'm really good at that. So if you ever want to like powwow of like how to create something for people who want to write sci-fi or fantasy or develop a game or board games or whatever, how to create the worlds and characters, I'm all up for showing you.
Yep, we just got done putting together a Battlestar Galactica RPG game.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah.
What version? Like the new version of Battlestar Galactica or old version?
Classic.
Old.
Oh, okay, cool.
Classic.
Well, as soon as we're done with it, ABC Games is putting it out. Kino, it's free because we did a fan film called The Stranded Warrior. And so the RPG is to help promote, the world of Battlestar Galactica and, of course, the fan film. But as soon as we're done with it, we did the test run. We're going to do a second test run. So as soon as we're done, we're going to send you a copy.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. And I could just give you my 2 cents and see what it's.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, man. So we're going to have you back. We definitely want to, this is an open invitation. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just I can't wait to see the comic book. And once again, everybody, you can go see almost all of the pages of the comic book by going to the site. And once again, that's Tales of the Mausoleum is actually all right here. This is the first chapter. You just go to Kino's talesofthemausoleum.com, and you can actually hit the comic. And you can get all the different episodes that Kino has finished so far, and it's amazing stuff. I cannot get over. If I only had just a little bit of your talent, would be amazing. Could I just input it somehow? upload the talent that you have.
Yeah,
And
boy.
I would just love to be able to do half the stuff that you do inside of Unreal Engine, because when you were showing us some of the stuff in class about the Unreal Engine, it still blew my mind. I mean, I'm just scratching the surface of the availability and things that you can do in there and create your own story and world and everything else.
Well, that's what I was like when I started working with the Unreal Engine. I was like, oh my God, I could do everything myself.
Yep.
I can see my creations come to life. And it brought so much joy to me that I was just like, I mean, last year was the first time I got to show my dad. I showed him, my dad, he passed away last year, but it was really good and everything's fine. But when I showed him, he saw all my artwork from the beginning, from comic book. And then one day I showed it moving on the big screen to him. And he was like, you did that? Oh, that's crazy.
And that's the great thing. I think you've created things in movies. You've created things personally in your own comic book. You've got them out of your head and into the public to view. Whereas if some people just have an idea, they never get it out. So
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I am really grateful that I've been fortunate in my career with many people helping me. Well, that's the thing. It's like a lot of people don't understand. It's like you can't get far being a diva. You get far by showing everybody your secrets, by being really friendly, and by being encouraging. And I just hang out with people like that, and that's how I got far, from people helping me out,
Yeah, we definitely want to get you back and talk to you
Absolutely.
about some of the world building, because I think that's one of the most important pieces, is to get that idea on paper and then on picture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's amazing.
And another thing is, I explain to people, it's not just about world building too, it's about your lifestyle. A lot of people wonder, how do you come up with all these ideas? It's because I choose to live my character. In my head, Kino is a certain type of character. 17th century Japanese samurai / gladiator / caveman with technology applied to it. But he plays that. And if you play in life and you have that way of like being a kid and playing in life, things are going to be a lot easier for you in creativity wise, because you'll be able to push and pull and grab stuff. So I always tell everybody that is designing stuff, it's like, it's not just about grabbing stuff, it's about playing. It's about every character that you're designing and every character that you write about. You should play all the characters. I play all my characters. Sometimes my girlfriend doesn't like it, and she's like, okay, can we come back to reality, and can you put the milk back in the fridge? Yes, I'm putting the fusion reactor back into the...
Oh, man. Love it. Love it. Kino, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Happy New Year. Guys. And hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm around every
Awesome.
month if you guys want, so that'd be fun.
Oh,
thank you very much.
That sounds like a fantastic idea. Here's to you, sir. Thank you for doing what you do.
Cool. Thank you so much. Bye.
Oh boy, that was really awesome. That was just outstanding.
Outstanding
and cool. Oh yeah. So for all of you guys, right? So imagine that we had Kino come on.
I can't believe all the stuff he's done. And then the comic book thing is what I think is fantastic. I mean,
he's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, I think he's got the ability to create comic books inside of Unreal Engine, and it's it's just some of the stuff that the finger thing with go to his website, go to his YouTube site. He's got some fantastic stuff. Look at the lighting in it. I mean, lighting and the shadows.
Yeah.
And
incredible
those things,
stuff.
It's just you're like. You don't get that in just a simple drawing. I think
of course not.
Like I said, I'm fanboying again, but he's fantastic. Pete's got something in his hand there. What do you got, Pete?
All right, so I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed. Right, we discussed the Jack Stauffer, Lieutenant Bojay, autograph,
and he has the stuff.
So he's got the list, and now we're going to send him. Right, here's the envelope. We're going to use this to send him this. He's going to put in the autographs. They're going to come to me. I will then break them down and then use these individuals' envelopes from the post office to send these out to all of you that picked those up. And Tipsy Toaster will shortly send out the short story that Dr. McCauley has written specifically for those of you that participated and got an autograph, he wrote a story, a short story that revolves around Lieutenant Bojay, and Jack Stauffer had a say in it and how the story turned out and developed. So it's a unique official story that is for as a premium, as an extra for those of you that jumped on the opportunity to get autographs from Jack Stauffer, right? Because this is the last time he's signing. He will not be able to go to conventions, so we talked him into it, and I'm glad that all of you guys chipped in and got those. I will do my best. As soon as they come in, you'll know, and we're going to try to get them out as ASAP. I know that Jack, to the best of our knowledge, Jack has gotten the markers. He got all the things he needs to start signing. So I believe he'll be working on it, but it happens to be the holiday season. So please, a little bit of patience, but that stuff is coming. The other thing I wanted to mention was just real quick. I did tell you about this. You are looking at the Battlestar Galactica Series 2, 1978-79 Topps collector's cards. We took out an ad in this magazine, and we got a response. We got a response from a collector.
It's exciting.
And I'm not going to use his name until I actually speak to him on the phone. We've exchanged emails, and he actually was doing he did a lot of the legwork that we've been trying to catch up on, and he's got a full set of individual pictures of all the cards from the second set of the Battlestar Galactica Topps 1978 cards that were going to be released in 1979, but were not. So Topps company had actually laid them all out. They had prototype sheets. Things were approved. So we have someone that has a picture of all the front images, all the numbered pieces, plus the stickers that were a part of that set. So we're talking to him. He's a huge Battlestar Galactica fan, and the goal is to share all that with all of you guys, right? With the Battlestar Galactica world, and to memorialize it, right? As Tipsy always says to me when we're talking, if we don't get this stuff out now, what's the point of what? Should it not be out? And the answer is it should be out. And it should be, shared and enjoyed by all the fans, and especially, having marks so that in the future it's there for everybody to enjoy. Unfortunately, of course, the second series never came out. It never went to print, but we're this much closer to actually getting you, because I have the list. I have the list in here. I have the list, and all the cards are named, so we know the titles of each card, but we have images. So hopefully we'll talk to this fan. I'll call him up and we'll discuss that. And so very excited.
I've got my
about
fingers
that.
crossed that we can get the pictures that he got, and then I can use my magic and upscale those pictures with AI and other cool things that computer stuff does, because computers rule, and we all know it.
Well, Donald Hankins and Eric Ryder, Mediocre Modeler, of course, Chuck Davenport and Paul Rotter, and all you guys, James McCoy, Mike DeBrune, R.D. Moreno, thank you for joining us live. Mary Capizzi, thank you for joining us live. I know that Chris Marshall and Lola and Karen, George Yakumas is in the house. Dave Francoeur joining us. Let me quickly see who else I can catch. Thank you, Enner, thank you for joining us live here on IFB. Mike DeBrune, of course, and I think Erica and Doc McCauley. Please get better. I know that you had like a migraine and you were scheduled to be with us. Thank you for all of your support, and please get better. James McCoy, of course, and I hope I am not missing anybody. Guys, Erica, and I don't know who else. I think Battlestar Baltimore, Sean. Oh, Sean,
Sean.
Chris Laskowski from Down
Yep.
Under. Thank
Sean's
you for
on
joining us.
the list too, I believe.
Oh, yeah, he's on the list. Everybody that I just mentioned and then some are on the list. So, being that you brought it up, here is the official 2024 IFB Santa Award list for everybody that's been nice. It's been authorized, Chris, right? It's been
Mm-hmm.
authorized, this list?
Yep. And then I think, but before we do that, I think
Yeah.
I was required to play this.
Yes.
The Imperious Leader did want
Yeah.
to give his own greeting.
Okay.
So here it is.
I would like to wish all of the undercover Cylons and AIs a happy circuit holiday. May there be peace on Earth via the annihilation of man.
Totally agree.
I only
All
watch
right.
this show to marvel at the technical abilities of the Tipsy toaster. That New York Pete is a fascinating human specimen.
There you go. See, directly from
The,
the Imperious Leader.
yes.
You can't get better than that because
That's
Imperious
right.
Leader
Imperious
Claus.
Claus.
Yep.
Yep.
And look,
There you
he's
go.
even got the little lizard
Oh,
kind of hat too.
The lizard's got a Christmas spirit going on there. Excellent. Okay. Well, since it's official, let's see. We're gonna go to John 1. You are on the nice list. Everybody from here on are on the nice list. So IFB MVP for booking all the guests and discovering Dr. Macaulay and Dacre Stoker for us. So congratulations to you. Dorian Keys, our very own Dorian. You get the IFB Dedication Award. You are an amazing writer, music composer, and human being. Our Empire City Garrison Commander, Chris Fian, you get the IFB Gold Cluster Award for blending charity and Star Wars into worthy endeavors we are all proud to support. Let's see, Star Trek Admiral Bran Stimson, IFB Medal of Excellence for his Star Trek updates and support. So kudos to you guys. Our very own award-winning sci-fi author, Bert Oliver Bomer, IFB Hidden Gem Award for presenting some of our best segments this season, and more to come. So thank you. Paul Rotter, Commander Kane, and the Colonial Warriors on social media. You get the IFB 21 gun salute for most decorated commander of the fleet. That goes to you, Paul, for services above and beyond the Battlestar fandom. You're recognized everywhere, especially at in the fandom and at conventions. Thank you so much for supporting IFB and Battlestar Galactica, man. You rock. Glad that we are friends. Fran Severin Levy, the IFB Superfan Award for keeping the faith all these years. Professor Eric Padden, you get the IFB Award for keeping BSG fan fiction alive for over 40 years. So thank you to both of you guys. You both have worked together in the Galactica fandom, fan fiction world. So thank you. Crew Chief Mike DeBrune, IFB Appreciation Award for supporting all of our projects. You rock, Mike. Thanks. How about Chris Laskowski? Special IFB thank you for supporting us from season 1 till now and tuning in from down under to boot. So very, very cool. Chuck Davenport, IFB Medal of Endurance for keeping up and making all our projects better than ever. Chris Marshall, Special IFB Excellence Award for creating our award-winning BSG fan film movie poster. Man, both of you guys super talented, as per myself and Imperial
And you can
Claus.
see some of their stuff every single episode we play. That's the beginning.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. And Lola, IFB Iron Pillar Award for standing by IFB through thick and thin from our humble beginnings to now. We've talked about Lola's
She was
support.
there at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were calling her on the dime. She'd pick up and help us out right in the beginning when we didn't know what the heck we were doing. So thank you, Lola. Robert Baum, the IFB Brainiac Award for being the best unofficial fact checker. James McCoy, this one's for you. IFB Superb Presence for having funny and cool words for all of the IFB world. Baz Builds, where Baz, you're out there. I know you're somewhere. IFB Special Award for building that one-to-one scale Viper Mark II and getting out on the road for fans to enjoy. Thank
That's
you for
right.
doing all that and
Building,
tuning in.
and I think it's another. He builds more fans that way. I mean, it's just amazing.
Absolutely, he does. Sean Shallow and the Battlestar Bulletin Board, IFB Engagement Champion Award for posting the best classic BSG social media coverage. Karen M, IFB, thank you for supporting the show. And Charlene Donatello, you get the IFB Special Recognition Award for supporting IFB and being one of the original BSG fan club organizers and IFB supporter. ABC Games, our buddy Andrew Brown, IFB Beyond the Grateful Award for supporting classic Battlestar Galactica and the creation of the new forthcoming Stranded Warrior Galactica RPG game. So that's really cool. RD Moreno, IFB Award for being a true sci-fi fan and outstanding military sci-fi author. And congrats on your new award, the International Impact Book Award. So awesome. Uh, Gary Michael Herder, IFB honorable mention for proving there are only small degrees of separation in the world. Dave Turnbull, the IFB Outstanding Fan Award for promoting BSG and doing it in one of the best Colonial Warrior uniforms around. The other best Colonial Warrior uniform is worn by Gary Herder. And Owen Cotter and Sci Fiction, IFB Medal of Achievement for supporting the entire sci-fi fandom and being a close ally and supporter of IFB. And the special IFB High Five Award goes to Kim Harms, Susan, Dave Francoeur, Eric O'Reilly for being a big part of the IFB club. You guys support and contribute and make it an all-around fun time for us during the broadcast. We thank you. And finally, we want to do a little special recognition for none other than Dr. Chris McCauley. Our IFB creative producer gets the IFB Game Changer Award. He has made the biggest contributions both in the fandom as a friend. We wanted to thank you and cheers to you, mate. All the best during this season. And to you, Tipsy Toaster, Merry Christmas and a Happy
And
New
I
Year.
have
Ambrosia.
ambrosia. Stay tuned. Next year, we will start talking about how to mix special drinks like this one.
And there
But
you
here's
go.
to you all, because that is a great list. And if we didn't get you on the list, we apologize, because there's just so many fantastic people out there. But it is truly that you fuel the fleet and you make the difference. Build the fandom and keep going. So here's to you. Hands
Here's
the
to you
fleet.
guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We're not done. We have oh boy.
This needs to be a picture.
Screen grab. So congratulations to all of you. You guys that got a little bit of recognition, your steadfast support here on the show.
Can't do it without you.
Yeah, you come on and, just about every single one of you that were named are always on here live, almost exclusively. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody that watches this later on afterwards and rerun.
Don't
Thank
go
you
away. We're
very,
not
very
leaving.
much. Nope. We got a couple other things.
We'll end,
I
we'll end
wanted
that
to.
segment and cut. Okay.
Nope. We have I got an early Christmas present to me.
What'd you get, Pete?
And it is this. It's really, really cool.
Oh,
And it is issue
well, you
number
must have
3
been
of
on the same wavelength
The
somehow.
Colonials from
March
Gemini Press.
1985.
Yeah. And I
was
just
still in high
got this.
school.
Imagine that. Isn't that something? I got this, and I've said this before. Thank you, Lola. I appreciate the kind words, but I'm late to the fanzine and the fan fiction thing. Unlike the Tipsy Toaster, he was reading this stuff as it was being published. He was live
Not
on
much
the
to do in
scene.
Wyoming.
Yeah, so but hey, nonetheless, you were doing that while I was still chasing down, the magazines, the Fangorias, the, Star Logs and Starburst and all the magazines that had anything to do with, Battlestar Galactica primarily. So that's where my attention and, whatever I saved up, that's where it would go. Instead of getting this. So now when I get this that you know a lot about, Tipsy,
Yep.
I'm like blown away. Look at this. I mean, I thought this was really cool,
That is a
right?
really cool insignia.
Yeah, it is. But
That looks like it needs to be a tattoo on somebody's shoulder.
yeah, no kidding. Absolutely. I wanted to
Not
just,
mine. It'd be two Silent Raiders. But anyways,
some of the artwork in this is just incredible.
here we go.
Never mind the stories. Right now, the
Yep.
stories that are in here are phenomenal. But this, like this is fan artwork that did not get,
These people
you know,
did this for the love of the fandom.
yeah,
They didn't do
this
it to
is
make money. They actually did it
correct.
for the love of the fandom.
Correct. And that's why we love it even more. And especially now looking back, it's just wow, man, somebody took the time out to do these. And there's, obviously there's all levels of, artwork. And
Remember,
it's
this is
all
1985. This isn't AI.
no, correct. So somebody actually drew this out, right? So look at that. That's really cool. Somebody took the time out to do this, and that's Janowski. That's
Yep.
Janowski's work. Check this one out. This is pretty cool too. I like that. But there's a special something I want to share from this particular fanzine, and there is a comic book in here. Let's see if I can find it from the beginning. I'll just share a couple of pictures. Yeah, here it is. From the Columbia Chronicles, Shadows of the Past. Story by Renee Grochi, art by Mike Chadwell. And it starts with that, and there's there's
That's
some
amazing.
writing. Yeah, and then it goes into here. Let me just jump ahead to there. You like that, right? Check that out.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, man. And it's an actual like graphic novel. I'm gonna just show you guys a couple more here. This is phenomenal. Look at this.
That's
Right,
it.
so
Crush him. That's a
so
fantastic
this
style
stuff
on there.
never received mass distribution for obvious reasons. It's a fanzine, and you'd have to write a check or get a money order so that you could send it in, but you'd have to be into this
Mhm.
circuit. If you didn't know about this, you wouldn't be able to know that any of this existed. So
Yep.
I'm just discovering this for the first time. So Tipsy, you need to comment.
Yeah. So, Merry Christmas, Pete, because I got you two more.
Yay! Yay! Thank
I got you number 2. You got number 3, and I also got you number 5.
Oh,
These are
the
not
best.
easy to come by.
You rock, man.
And they
Hey,
are-
by the way,
Look at how thick.
yeah, I know they are. They're really, really cool, man. Look at that. Baz says, "Hey, I may have been invited to bring the Viper to a very big international air show early next year, but shh. Congratulations, Baz.
That's awesome. And once
I-
again, I said, we gave he was on the good list, and we talked about the
Yes.
award he got. I think it's so important that we all do it, but I just want to say Baz has built this thing, this Viper, and he is showing it to people who may have never seen Battlestar
Never,
Galactica
yeah.
before. He's
Yep.
building new fans,
Yep.
and he's pushing the fandom even farther than it could be. So it's fantastic that he has that drive, and it's great that he has been recognized in a newspaper, and now that he's going to, an air show, that would be amazing. Going to
is
an air
so
show.
cool.
I think he'll probably be, he'll have more people at the Viper than they'll have at probably some of the Chets from the
Oh, for
military.
sure. Hands down. So Baz, we
Now
read
we just got to
the,
make that thing fly, Baz.
we read the 2024 IFB Santa Awards list. You were on the nice list, and so IFB recognized you, of course, with a little bit of a recognition for doing what you do. And so we read that out just before.
Yep.
IFB Special Award for building that 1-to-1. And Fran, you just jumped on, but earlier, just about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, we're bestowing through the Imperious Leader Claus has approved this list, and we're recognizing you with the IFB Superfan Award for keeping the faith all these years. So if I see that you just came on, so want to make sure that we emphasize that we are very, very proud of all of our little community, our village, all the IFBers.
Great.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, you can do it again.
That's it.
You can't help it.
I can't help it.
Go ahead.
I would like to wish all of the undercover Cylons and AIs a happy circuit holiday. May there be peace on Earth via the annihilation of man. I only watch this show to marvel at the technical abilities of the Tipsy toaster. That New York Pete is a fascinating human specimen.
It needs to be put in a cold cell and
Yeah, all right.
I would,
See, there
I
you
would
go.
love. I mean, we need to get Scott on once. We need to kind of get Scott in Queensland on about his 1-to-1 sized metal. He's actually doing sheet metal Viper.
He did a Mark 1.
Mark
Yeah, it'd be
1,
kind of cool to have both of you on, Baz.
If you can put that
really,
together,
really
that'd be
cool.
great. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, but yeah. So guys, it's it's the holiday season for those of us that actually participate in Christmas, and of course Hanukkah is also a holiday. It's coming up around this time, so we wish everybody that it that's in that spirit, and whatever it is that you guys are doing out there. The New Year is also a big holiday recognized everywhere, so we hope that everybody enjoys. There will be another IFB episode, and Tipsy Toaster
Yep,
will
we'll
be
do it right after Christmas.
we'll be hosting that one. So RD Moreno, thank you very much. Appreciate you coming on, and congratulations on all of the awards, the writing and the IFB awards. So all the best to you, and happy holidays. Is there, I think, Chris Laskowski, if it's Avalon, then I'll be there. Excellent. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. And thank you everyone that watches this afterwards. But I know that there's some of you that are watching on YouTube, some of you watching on different platforms all around. From me to you, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and wish you guys all the best for Happy New Year. So I will see you guys back in 2025.
Yep.
I will be bowing out from our next show. I will be leaving my part in good hands. So we expect, I think Dr. Macaulay will be stepping in for me. Hopefully that'll play out the way we want it to. And you'll see, we got some other surprises. Things are still happening, and we're getting that much closer to all the projects that we've put out. So
Yeah,
I don't
it's gonna be great. We do wish you a happy holidays. Keep the faith, as Richard Hatch would say, what that faith may be, whatever it may be. But always live your dreams. Always live in the fantasy worlds. And I think Kino was saying it best earlier. It's just be that person that you want to be. Be the what do you say, the samurai warrior.
Yeah. Yeah. Samurai, gladiator, something else. Yeah. What do you say? Caveman, with like what is it? Sci-fi technology or something like that. So yeah, it's really
great.
cool. Yeah.
So
love it.
Once again, it is not the end of the year yet, but we will see you next Thursday. I don't remember I don't know if we have somebody that week or not. Well,
I believe we do.
I
believe we do. Yep.
So hopefully you get what you asked Imperious Leader Claus for Christmas. I know I did get what I wanted for Imperious Leader Claus. He's already sent it to me. It's a drive. And on this drive has really cool stuff that we'll be using to edit with. So I'm just going to import it right into here. So thank you, Imperious Leader Claus. I have been a good Cylon.
Oh, we love it. All good stuff. Um, Thank you, Mediocre Modeler. Thank you, everybody. Really, really appreciate all of you. It's been another great calendar year. It's our 5th year here, broadcasting on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. I appreciate you, Chris,
Ah,
Tipsy
I appreciate
Toaster.
you, sir, and safe
Thank you.
travels. Have a great
Thank you very
holiday.
much. Yep. And I hope it's a great one for everybody. Please be safe, and we'll see you. I'll see you guys real soon. Hopefully with some other great news to keep watching our social media. So look,
That's right.
thank you for tuning in. We love having you on board. Keep clicking the thumbs up, right, and the subscribe. Make sure you hit those hard. Even tonight, right? Make sure you go and like the
Hit the
broadcast,
likes.
please.
Yep.
Yeah, the algorithms look for that stuff, and it helps us out a lot. So appreciate it. Don't forget to tell your friends about the show. If you want to contact us, info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Stay safe. See you at the next show. My part it'll be in 2025, but I'm gonna pop in and watch anyway. But keep the faith and remember that ultimately the fans fuel the fleet.
That's it. Here's to you all.
Take care, guys.